All right, let's take you now back to our breaking news story where we continue to get reaction following the removal of the DA Cilliers Brink as Tshwane Mayor. Of course, he was voted out and a couple of members voted in support of that motion to remove DA Mayor Cilliers Brink. Of course, 120 members there. Patricia Visagie joins us now again. Patricia, as you continue, of course, to get reaction, there is now a clarity being sought in as far as who will be in charge until the mayor is then appointed.
Speaker, thank you very much for joining us on ENC. My name is Tshwane Jones. Can you just enlighten us?
Well, Unathi, yes, in front of you, you've got the Tshwane Council Speaker, Dim Zwanana, who's addressing us. So before I answer your question on that, let's just hear what he has to say.
Thank you very much for this question. As I said inside, when we were closing or when we were about to adjourn the meeting, that I'm not going to give an answer on a question of the deputy mayor on top of my head. I need to get a relevant information because it was our first time to have a deputy mayor in Tshwane. Then I will engage with those who are superior to me, which is the MEC and of COCTA. We'll have a contact with him to see what is happening now, because the deputy mayor was appointed under the mayor that has been removed now. So I can't give a direct answer on that, but I definitely know that by the end of the day today, we will have that answer. Probably it will be communicated to you through via media statement, but we will try by all means to get that. And secondly, we've got 14 days to prepare for the election of the new executive mayor. So the parties that are working together, they will start whatever that they are starting from today or tomorrow, whichever day, but they've got only 14 days to come up with the new mayor.
And Speaker, what would you then say? We hear you talking about the fact that this is a mandate by the people of Tshwane who have spoken to...
Well, of course, we continue to get you rolling coverage here, just reactions following the removal of Tshwane Mayor Cilliers Brink. There you had the Tshwane Council Speaker, Dim Zwanana, just touching on the issue of the deputy mayor, who is an Action SA member, and that is Dr. Nasipi Moya. What will happen to her moving forward? Of course, you would know that once the mayor is voted out, of course, the executive committee collapses with him, meaning that ultimately, currently, as we speak this very same moment, Tshwane is without a leadership, and this opens up the discussions that will pave the way for new leaders. Earlier, we spoke to, of course, SAMU, just to find out how do they feel about the possibility of Cilliers Brink being removed, and they gave us their views, and ultimately they said they support the motion against him. He is now successfully removed. I'm now joined by Mpho Darinyani. Thank you so much for joining us. So what is the future like for Tshwane now? With your workers, you have waged a very difficult fight after Tshwane workers were not paid last year by Cilliers Brink, and this obviously has caused a lot of tensions, but he is now out of the way. As SAMU, what is it that you now would perhaps be looking forward to and demand from the new leaders that are coming in?
Yeah, no, thanks, man, for having us. We have noted and welcome the recent developments in the city of Tshwane, the decision that has been taken by council to remove the former executive mayor. For us, it then means that it's an end to an enslavement of workers for the last 2 years. You'll know that we had signed a collective agreement, a 3-year collective agreement with the city of Tshwane and Salga, but it was unfortunate that through the leadership of the former executive mayor, we were only paid once, and the employer reneged on paying us the salary increase for 2 years. So we believe and we hope that the incoming administration must then prioritize the following. One is that what is being owed to us, the 2-year salary increases which are owed to us must then be paid. There are also a number of things which are still owed to us. For example, those of us who are on top notch have not been paid their monies. But further than that, you'll also note that more than 40 employees were dismissed by Cilliers Brink for participating in a march that sought to to fight for the salary increase. So we believe that the incoming leadership must then be able to prioritize what we have said so that we can then be able to ensure that things are done properly in the city.
Right, thank you so much there, Samu. Obviously just giving their demands. What is it that they expect moving forward? We're joined by Action SA leader, Mr. Herman Mashaba, the man who made it possible for the historic move that we saw earlier where Tshwane Mayor, or rather the former Tshwane Mayor, one can safely say right now, Cilliers Brink was removed. Mr. Mashaba, you stuck to your guns up to the bitter end. How do you feel this moment?
Well, I feel actually quite sad, but at the same time, pride Action SA members, supporters for giving us the mandate to divorce this relationship with the DA, because it was a very toxic, insulting relationship. Obviously, I think, and I just want to remind South Africans, and if I become a broken record, let it be, because that's the only time it'll sink into people's brains to understand why Action SA has to take such a drastic decision. When you are with someone in a house and you think things are okay, and you discover that this person wanted to stab you at the back, I don't really believe as a human being you must just sit back. You've got all the right, God-given rights, constitutional, to get out of that house as a matter of agency. And that's what we've really done. Very sad, but at the same time gives us an opportunity to really try something new. We've had discussions with ANC 3-4 weeks ago. Give them our commitment, regardless whether they're going to go in with us or not, that we are cutting ties with the DA. We just wanted to ensure that we have the mandate of our structures and our supporters, which they subsequently gave us. Unfortunately, over the last 2 weeks or so, ever since we made the announcement, we could not meet with the ANC because DA National, up to last night, was putting pressure on ANC National to prevent this motion from saving. So I only got a call last night about 2:08 from the ANC that the motion it's going to save, and we supported it because we made it clear. We never really stood on the sideline. We made it clear that in the event DA and ANC find the partnership, we're happy Action SA will stay on the sidelines on opposition benches. But in the event that they don't, because if you look at this council, you've got two groups, ANC grouping and DA grouping. If they don't get together, without Action SA, none of them can govern.
So you're the kingmaker?
We're the kingmaker. The residents of City of Tshwane put us here to ensure that we can bring some sense. And we thought in the beginning in 2021 that DA was that partner, only to find how wrong we were, that they were prepared to even actually step us at the back. So we'll try the ANC, and we've made it clear to the ANC to say, guys, please, one thing that you must understand. Firstly, it's important to agree as to who's going to be the mayor. And the ANC is happy to have Dr. Nasipi Moyo as the executive mayor, because if you look at all the councillors in the city of Tshwane, who knows the city better than Dr. Moyo? So they are happy for us to nominate recommend Dr. Moyo as our executive mayor. And we will obviously look at now get into the details of the other positions to ensure that we can serve the residents, we can stop this corruption, we can stop the system of servicing other communities and not saving others. We must save all the communities. We must collect the revenue to ensure that we can provide services. We must provide clean, drinkable water to people of Amanskral. We must put in a professional public service. We will demonstrate to South Africans that we are capable of doing things on our own, and we hope that we're going to have the support of the ANC and their partners.
There's a new power formation that is now on the cards. It might include the DA. Are you still willing to work with them, obviously under a new formation?
We're here in Tshwane.
Here in Tshwane.
You know, you can. One thing that I'm becoming to learn is to never say never. But if I look at the numbers we have in this arrangement, what role will the DA actually play? I don't know. Let them present a proposal to us. Let's see what it is. If there's any value that they can add. If they believe they can add value, we are happy to listen. But at this point in time, with their arrogance, knowing DA's arrogance, I guess it's going to be almost impossible to really come to any arrangement. Because DA is only interested in your vote, nothing else. They just want your vote and nothing else.
Why did you stay for so long? 2021 up to now. If the DA is only interested in votes, your votes, or those who are part of the Tshwane multi-party coalition, Mr. Mashaba, why did you stay in that marriage or agreement for so long if it was so toxic, so difficult?
Well, you can imagine how some people are angry with us causing this temporary, short-term disruption. You can imagine if we did not really have a valid reason why we are collapsing the arrangement. You know, there's certain things you can take them, but I can tell you backstabbing was the final blow to us as Section SA.
All right, thank you so much. As we've been mentioning, a new order, this as history was made in the Tshwane Council, Cilliers Brink being removed, of course, as the majority of Tshwane councillors voted in favor of the ANC tabled motion of no confidence. And that ultimately now opens the channels for new discussions, for a new power sharing arrangement that will see new faces, a new mayor with a new mayoral committee being ushered in the next couple of days and perhaps 2 weeks, as the Tshwane Council Speaker, Mr. Timzwanana, already indicated that they have about 14 days from now, to obviously come up with a new leadership. Who will those people be? Will the next mayor come from Action SA? Will the next mayor come from, of course, the ANC? We wait to see who will it be, or will the parties perhaps come to a conclusion that they need to nominate a smaller party that is part of this new formation and perhaps put that name forward as the new leader that will make sure that their vision that they say is to prioritize the needs, the interests of the people of Tshwane, in particular those in marginalized communities, the townships that, of course, this group stood very firm for months, accusing the Tshwane multi-party coalition of neglecting, in particular, the townships and failing to turn around the city's finances and failing to come up with a solid structure and strategy to make sure that they increase revenue collection, as obviously that goes to the heart of the city finances. Them saying that they gave Cilliers Brink enough time, he's not experienced, and then there are other issues that they complained about, that he does not listen, he's not willing to work, he is a one-man leader who simply snaps their ideas, and we know the bitter fight between Action SA and the DA, and we want, look very carefully, will the two in this new formation, will these two parties, the DA and Action SA, find themselves again? Will they be able to put their differences aside in this new formation should they both decide to enter this new deal with the ANC? Will they be able to put their differences aside and make sure that they prioritize the needs of the people so that service delivery can be one of their main focus points? We'll have to see what happens. It is a battle that obviously, started here today, but it is far from over.
A lot of analysts will definitely agree with you on that. Of course, Patricia Visagie keeping us informed and getting us reaction following the removal of DA's Cilliers Brink as Tshwane mayor. Of course, Samu a little earlier on saying that they welcome this move, saying that it ends, or it puts an end to an enslavement leadership in the DA in Tshwane. Of course, Tshwane Council Speaker, as Patricia has just also said, Mncedi Ndwanana, saying saying that he will seek counsel then from the COGTA minister following the removal of Brink, and that the city has 14 days, as we've just also heard, to prepare for the appointment of the new mayor. Those votes coming in, of course, 120 members in favour of the motion to remove Brink, 87 voted against and 1 person abstained.